Tricia Lee, well, Gary Speed's appearance record tomorrow night. How special will it be for you and to be captain in the side as well?
Yeah, I think the to be captain is a big thing. probably means the world actually to come and captain your country. And yeah, in terms of the caps, you know, to be level with somebody of that stature in Welsh football is again another huge honour. But I always say with the caps one that, as nice as it is that they tot up and they tally up, you know, you don't tend to really think about them. I think people mention it more to you than you think about it yourself. But yeah, to get to that number, and like you say, I think it's quite special to equal his record. Yeah, it'll be a good night for me.
We live in an era where players are rested all the time, but you seem to want to play every game. You had the Euros, you had a long season with Reading, you had the playoffs as well. Is that just the type of character you are, that you want to be involved in every game? Yeah,
I've always said as well that, you know, as a footballer, your job is to play. So yeah, not too many times would I feel comfortable with not playing. You know, different players have different situations. I completely understand that, but I'm quite fortunate that I can seem to sort of get out there and play sort of Saturday and Tuesday, and having been in the Championship for a while, you do have to get used to that as well. So yeah, that is the case for me. But I would never want the manager to come to me and say that. And also I think being at the club, and when you see players that are injured, you can see how much players, when they're injured, how much they want to play. So when you're fit and healthy, then, you know, the last thing I want to be doing is missing a game. Yeah.
Is it quite energising at the moment, being involved with this squad with some of the young players?
Yeah, I mean, they've been with us for a while, but you know, when you see them come on Friday and make an impact in the game, you know, I think for them it makes them feel a little bit more involved as well. They've got their cap now. You know, they came on and made an impact in a game like that. And young players always do that. They make you feel a little bit older at times, but yeah, they do bring a freshness to it, and I think it's important. And like I say, for them to get on and actually, you know, get minutes on the pitch gives them maybe a little bit more of a feel around the squad as well.
Could be Chris Coleman's last game in charge. How important, from your perspective, is it that he stays on?
I mean, that question seems to get asked, you know, whenever players do interviews, and the line from a player whenever a player gets asked about a manager is, you know, you want the manager to stay. But I can't understand, and I wouldn't know one fan, one player, one person in Welsh football that wouldn't want him to stay. He is, you know, the greatest manager in Wales history. The things he's done for this country, and the last thing this squad of players need is for him to leave. You know, truthfully, hand on heart, and I can promise you, from everyone in the squad, we want him to stay, and it would make absolutely no sense to let Chris Coleman leave Wales. We need him to stay, and that's what every single player wants, and that's not your stock line. That is the God's honest truth.
Do you get a sense of whether he will or he won't from the way that he's been with you this week?
No, it is. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything else from him. It's not. If it was his first or last game, it would be the exact same approach. We treated the two games exactly how we had for any other game. I think it's his 50th game tomorrow as well. So in terms of that, it'd be nice to get a win on that start. If Rob's shaking his head, so I don't know if is it 49.
He told us it was 50.
Well, it'd still be nice to win for him. But yeah, no, it's an important game in terms of tomorrow, and the team will obviously be slightly different. So yeah, hopefully on his 49th game we can win for him.
What makes him so special?
Well, as an actual manager, he's very good. He's very talented. He has a very good knowledge, and the way we've been set up over the last couple of years, you can tell in games tactically we've been, you know, very good, which is important. But I think the thing that would separate him from a lot of managers would be, you know, the way he is as a person. The the atmosphere he's created, you know, in the squad at the team hotel is the best it's ever been. And you know, yourselves, fans, and things like that, you only see the end result on, you know, on a match day, those 90 minutes. But for us, we're in a hotel for 7 to 10 days at a time, and you can't just say we need to have a good atmosphere and a good feeling around the squad. There has to be sort of made, but it has to be natural, and he is he is the main reason why it's like that. Yeah, we have, you know, good characters in the team and people that get on with each other, but it all comes from him and his staff, and that is the difference. That then leads into to a match day, and that's why we've done so well. So yeah, I know players always say about the manager, but you know, if he was to to bring any one of the players up here, you know, if it's ever announced that he is staying, it'll be the, you know, the best bit of news we could have as a squad.
And Panama tomorrow night, what do you know about?
We know a little bit, but today will be, you know, looking at them, and this evening, like we do for any game, we'll be, you know, watching the videos of the games that they've played, and we'll get the exact same information on them as we would for any other game we play, qualifying or friendly. So yeah, come tomorrow night, we'll know everything we need to know about them, and then, like we always say, it's about what we do, you know, and how we perform on the night. Thank you.
Chris, does it seem like the end of an era, no matter what happens with Chris, or the start of a new era with these youngsters coming through?
No, it's not. It's not the end of an era. As disappointing as last month was, and I know everybody felt it. To me, it felt slightly different in terms of, yes, you know, we went down to the last game and we didn't qualify, but in the past when that's happened to Wales, it's been, you know, they can never seem to make it to a major tournament because of what we've done in the past. It just felt like on the night it was just a disappointment, not in terms of we can never get over that line, because we've done it now and we've showed that we can. So, you know, you always get disappointments in football, but it did feel different for me anyway than to before because of what we have done in the past. So we've got that thing off our back now in a way of, you know, it gets close and they always fail, or they always never quite make it because we've done it in the past. So I think last month to me just felt like, you know, a footballing disappointment, really, not anything more than that in terms of, in the past with Wales, you always had, you know, we've never got to a tournament. But in terms of eras and stuff, no, because, you know, as long as the next few months seem and there's playoffs going on, and then there'll be all the talk of the tournament, come that final whistle in the summer, everything then is completely gone, and you've got the League of Nations to come and the qualifying for the next Euro start, and as hard as last month was and this month in terms of not being involved in that, it'll soon go, and then we'll be back into almost competitive football, and it starts again. And no, it's definitely not the end of an era. We're a better squad now, I think, as well, with the younger players coming through than we've probably been for some time, and as hard as it is when it comes around again in a few months in terms of the games to try and get to the next tournament, we'll be even more stronger for the experience we had last summer in France, and also the disappointment we've had, you know, last month.
And how good are those youngsters? I mean, you saw the ultimate teenager on Friday night at close hand.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how close you've got to in mind, but you know, on that day. But how good are these youngsters for Wales?
Yeah, it was hard to get close to him. But no, there's some very good players there. Like I say, they've been with us for a while, and you can quickly tell in training when players are, you know, if they got something about them or not. But yeah, to come on in the game and almost show everybody else, yeah, they are the future of Welsh football. They would be anyway because they're good enough, but especially because, you know, in this environment, you can't go out and buy players. You can't go out and buy players with more experience. They are the future, and in their own right, they're good enough to do so. But they still need, you know, help from the older boys, you know, in terms of guidance, and that's our job, to help them in any way we can. But no, I'm sure the fans that come tomorrow will see a glimpse of the future. And there's some very, very good players there, and good people as well.
How proud are you
as you captain as you will be, but as a senior player in any case, that at the end of what was a disappointing qualifying campaign, when you've now got 2 friendlies, which in the broader sense might be thought of as, I know they're not meaningless to you, but in the broader sense might be thought of as meaningless. How proud are you of the fact that the whole squad has still turned up? You've had no cry-offs. Obviously Gareth has got a genuine injury, but beyond that, everybody's made the effort to get there. Because you talked about the culture that Chris has created, and then the atmosphere Chris has created. That culture is of everybody wanting to be here, isn't it?
Yeah, and that is the culmination of the work that's gone in over a number of years, and even last week when there's players who have come with knocks and stuff, and probably in another time in terms of 2 friendlies at this stage of the season probably wouldn't have for other countries, I don't think would have maybe came and made themselves available. But I think that in itself says everything about, you know, what we have as a squad, and a group of players that people want to come away, and I know in different international teams that's not always the case, but yeah, you're exactly right. That has come from what we've created over a number of years, and ultimately that comes from the very top, which is the manager and his staff, and it's a long time in that hotel. It doesn't seem like it, you know, people say a week or 10 days in a hotel doesn't sound so bad, but when you're a player, it can drag at times, you know, and for people to want to come and do that after the disappointment of last month, I think says everything about it, and like you say, ultimately that is from the manager.
Chris, you were speaking earlier about football disappointments. It strikes me you've had 2 massive ones this year, as well, with the playoff final. I mean, it doesn't get pretty much worse than that, does it? How have you dealt with it, and perhaps hoping for a bit more luck next year?
Yeah, no, in terms of those 2, they're right up there with disappointments, and I think as a footballer, not in a negative way, but I think you do become accustomed to disappointments. That's one thing that's guaranteed when you play football, is that you're going to have times where it is tough, and there's going to be times when you are low. You don't get used to them and enjoy the feeling, but you just know that there is always another game. You know, a couple of days after the Ireland game was back and play, and obviously on the Saturday, knowing that these 2 games were coming quite soon as well, you do just have to get on with it, and know and have faith and belief that, you know, the good times will come again, and when they do, you have to enjoy them that little bit more. But yeah, they've been 2 of the biggest defeats in my career, but as a footballer, your job then is to put your boots on the next day and get back on with it, and ultimately that's what you have to do.
You're still smiling. I look at the stats, 84 games, but you're still searching for your first goal, aren't you? You had a chance in Paris. Did your eyes light up there?
Do you know? Yeah, I think Friday night was. I was trying to think after the game. I think it's probably one of the best chances I've had actually as well. I think. I mean, I should have scored. There's no doubt about that. It was a chance which I'm sure many other players on the pitch probably would have taken. But yeah, that's that. I mean, I'm pretty sure that'll be going for a long time now in terms of caps without a goal. I think I've nailed that down for quite a while. So that is the bonus of it. No, it would be brilliant to score, but no, it doesn't overly bother me too much. But no, it would be nice at some point just to stop people like you asking questions.
Any chance the lads will let you take a penalty if you get one tomorrow?
No, the gaffer's around the corner, but no, and I wouldn't take it, because yes, it's a friendly and a game which ultimately the result doesn't have any bearing on anything. But no, we'll be taking the game, you know, as serious as that, and I'm sure if we was to get a penalty and people see me come up, it will put the whole thing into a farce. So no, I won't be taking the penalty, and I'll just wait and have that faith and belief I just talked about, that at some point it will come.
Chris, in terms of culture that's been created here, how much more professional is the environment you come into, and is that one of the reasons you want to keep coming into it?
Yeah, it is, and I think that changed a number of years ago. We have players now at all our clubs where, you know, football has moved on, and and things are always changing in terms of sports science and things like that and preparation, and certainly with Wales it is the exact same as the top clubs that some of the boys play for, which is important because you can't come away and have a different environment to the one you do every day. And again, it's not just a case of the staff sitting down and saying, yeah, we'll do things properly. That takes planning. And again, as players, we only see when we turn up to camp, but I know with the staff that they plan that, when we're back at our clubs, and they're continually working to make things better for us. And for us in our record, and ultimately, yes, we didn't qualify, but in terms of the games we've played, we lost one game in the campaign, we lost one the time before. That doesn't happen by chance. Our record is still as good as any Welsh team has ever been, if not better. And yes, it was disappointment, but you are going to get them. Wales are not going to qualify for every tournament. We need to be in the mix every time, and we will be, and we'll be stronger for it. But yeah, that does come from the culture and the environment created. And again, ultimately, that is from the manager. You can keep saying it until you're blue in the face, but that's why it's so important for us.
And it's a massive team effort, I guess, as well. It's not just about the manager, is it? Or is it?
Well, he's looking. No, it's not. And football nowadays, the amount of staff that are involved and things like that. But it has to be led and driven by somebody. But no, we have a very good staff in place that do everything for us, and ultimately they take away any excuse that we have not to perform. There's nothing we can say we could have done better. We always want more as players, but in terms of the atmosphere and the work that our footballing staff do, it is right up there with any team, any international team certainly, and I know that for a fact.